Hi everybody. We're taking a look at the rain day setup for the new weather expansion for Breakaway Football. Just wanted to show you the components. First of all, we have our rulebook. This is the rain themed board, which has a 2-player and of course the 1-player solo setup. And we have the rain day cards themselves, which is a rain themed game day deck. Now, the rain day deck is actually tuned to function more like a wet weather experience, but these cards that represent the weather forecast tell you how to apply specific modifiers depending on the type of weather you're experiencing. This is a light rain, which would actually give the offense some advantages. Here's a steady rain, which gives the offense some advantages, but also makes it harder to pass. And then here is storming, which gives the offense a ton of experience or a benefit on breakaways, but actually makes it very hard to throw and slightly harder to run. The explanations of these different types of weather are in the rulebook, and the rulebook actually has all of the rules that you would need to know about how to play this game. But most importantly, it has this delightful forecast sheet. And this particular forecast sheet lets you pull one card from the rain day deck and place it on the template. And that tells you not only the type of weather, which in this case will be a light rain, but it also tells you the wind, speed, and direction. And that lets you put that on the board. So let's say, for fun, that we see we have here a -2 for wind speed, which means it is a storm force wind. And we see that the direction here is an 8, which is from the west. So let's take a look at that. The wind speed coming in from the west. So this is north, south, east, and west. So it's blowing west. So this ends up being a storm force wind. The -2 gives us 2 arrows. And what this does is it shows us 16 to 20 mile an hour winds. And anyone traveling in this direction is not affected by the wind from a passing perspective. But if you're traveling against the wind, going this way, you're actually going to have a -1 to all of your passes. It also makes the kicking game that much easier. So as we can see, light rain, a -1 to all kicks. And that is what these little cards are for. These are end zone modifier cards. They literally go right here in the end zone. And this lets players know what the kicking plus or minus is going to be based on the weather. So here we actually have a -1 because of the light rain. So it's harder to kick overall in both directions. But here we've got a storm force wind blowing in this direction. So when we're kicking into the wind in a light rain, it's actually -1 and another -2. So it's actually going to be a -3 modifier kicking into this end zone. And you'll leave this right here in the end zone for the rest of the game. That applies to punts and also to field goals. So it is pretty difficult to kick into a storm force wind. However, you'll notice here this is a +2 on this card. You actually get a tailwind. You get some help when you're kicking with the wind. So it's a -1 for the field conditions, but it's a +2 here because the wind is helping you. So you actually end up with a +1, which is right here. So you would place the +1 here in this end zone, and this is appropriate. So we see with the storm force wind blowing this way, it's very easy to kick in this direction and very challenging to kick in this direction. That's pretty much how it works. The rest of the game plays out exactly as you would expect. You would set up the rain day deck here, put the counters down, and go ahead and play out the whole game. During a rain experience, it is possible to pull a card that's either the more rain or less rain card. I'll try to find that very quickly. There's only one card that can move the rain up in intensity and one card that can move it down in intensity. And that's what these look like. So if the more rain card comes out during regular play, what this would do is move the intensity of the rain up one level. Light rain would become steady rain, and these new modifiers would apply. It's still just the -1, the same as the light rain. So the kicking modifiers are the same. So these end zone modifiers will not change. But the effects on passing and also the effects on running take effect immediately. Now, if later in the game we pull this less rain card, that's going to reduce the rain intensity by 1, which would then send this back to light rain. So it's possible for the rain to actually change in intensity during the game. Now, the only time it's actually going to change is when that center play event is used. So if you end up pulling a breakaway and you have an offensive breakaway and you pull this less rain card, there's a touchdown in this upper corner. You may want to take the touchdown rather than reduce the rain. That is your choice. So that's just a quick introduction to Breakaway Football's weather expansion, and I hope you enjoy it.